Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Chilling Neigh Podcast, your premier VGC podcast. My name is Rashil, aka Conkeldonk. I'm joined by Ryan, Sableye VGC, and Tommy Hayden. What is up, guys?
Tired. I've been prepping for Baltimore. I'm tired, but I'm tired for entirely different reasons than Tommy's tired.
Yeah, so I kind of did this to myself, but yeah, I've been working like 70 hours the past 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and I'm gonna be doing that until December. Not a lot of time for Pokemon, but I'm so happy to still make time for this when I can. So I'm excited
You've been
to be here.
Tommy.
Yeah, I've been grinding. I'm buying stocks. Hashtag Nvidia. Hashtag VOO. Send me all your stocks tips. I'm into investing now. Tommy Trader.
Let's go.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. I was actually just.
Well, I gotta be smart with my money, but yeah, let's. I'm so excited to talk Pokemon with you guys because I have been out, so I need you guys to update me on a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah, no, it's been a little bit of a busy time for me too, but I have not been prepping for Baltimore because
You're
I'm not
wedding
going.
planning.
But
Yeah, you're wedding
I was
planning.
actually in Jersey actually yesterday, and my fiance was trying on outfits and stuff like that, so I was just kind of in your area, Tommy. But yeah, but I've been playing when I've been getting a chance. I'm also low-key, I mean, this is not, we're gonna get into Reg H here in a second, but was telling Ryan about this, but I joined like a draft league, like a proper like you draft mons and stuff, so I'm super excited about that. Like the draft is like
Can I please help
so
you? I don't have time
Yeah,
to do it myself. That's my favorite way to play Pokemon, though. I would love to help you brainstorm and ever do practice sets if you would
I would
need to.
love to help. This is my first time doing this, so
Wait, really? Time out, time out.
yeah,
That's literally my favorite way to play Pokemon. I like that better than VGC.
Damn,
I'm
that's
I'm
crazy.
that's, I'm excited for it.
Oh, that's
I'm
fun.
thinking it's gonna help me as a team builder, but I have not
Yeah,
played it, so I can't. I'm like,
that's how I got
oh,
into competitive.
Yeah,
yeah,
That was my start. I found draft leagues and I thought it was like fantasy football leagues.
yep.
yeah.
Penny, another
That's what it
draft
feels
player. Brian Collins, another great draft player. Um, Kata
like.
Marty, another great draft player. Brian
Yeah,
Collins is really good though. If you need someone to pick brain, he's like a really good draft player. So I know you're
he's
friendly with
just
him too.
really good player.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah,
But
just a
yeah,
really
no,
good
I mean,
player. You don't need to specify draft. Brian Collins is good.
No,
yeah, no,
draft and VGC are different. I will stand
I
by
know they're
that. Just
different,
because you're
but
as
I'm
good at
saying is
VGC
yeah,
he's
doesn't
good
make
at
you
both.
good.
You don't need to specify which.
Well, I
yeah.
wanted to
But yeah,
specify
I
just to
would
let
Fair
everyone
enough.
here know he is a draft
yeah.
player too, and I respect the hell out of him in both of them. But I consider myself more of a draft player than a VGC player still. I don't know. That's like the more fun way to play Pokemon, in my opinion. So I'm so happy to see this endeavor from you.
That's valid. No, I'm
Well,
see.
I
You
will
consider
provide
yourself a
updates
draft player. I just consider myself a bad player.
Shut up.
on
Shut up. You made finals before.
Washed. I'm
All right,
washed. It's over.
we're gonna see the Ryan comeback at Baltimore. I'm excited to see it.
I'm excited to see it
But
too.
let's dive into Reg H, the format that will be played at Baltimore. And this will be the first regional. This will be the first regional hard stop. I don't think there hasn't been any regionals in
Yep.
Europe or anything. So this will be the first regional in Regulation H. And we've had some online tournaments happen, a bunch of different grassroots tournaments, Tommy Tuesdays as always. But there was
Open Road
the
Invitational.
big, yes, yep. But there was a big VR tournament, Victory Road tournament this past weekend, which we got to see a lot of really big name players, a lot of top players come out and show their stuff. And congrats to Taro Okada, who also won the previous VR tournament, which is kind of insane. Like these are for people who have not played in VR tournaments, these are like very hard tournament. Like the talent level
Oh
for
yeah.
these tournaments, like just everyone gets a. I mean, Gabriel Gotti was second, Fede Campo was third, like Marco Silva was
Hero.
fifth.
Yep.
Yeah, there's insane players in these tournaments, so that's an incredible accomplishment in itself. But I feel like this tournament really gave like a good little like snapshot of where the meta is heading into Baltimore. So I really want to get into it. So starting off here with the first team, the Rain team, and Arch Rain, or Arcaladon or Archaladon, whatever you say, but
Yep.
has been like one of the biggest talking points I feel like of this regulation online. So I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are on like Rain in general, this kind of comp versus like other comps you've seen going into Baltimore.
I love seeing wide guard off of Pelipper. Don't give me wide guard I play the teams I do. I don't like wide guard at all. To see this Pelipper not have wide guard, I hope people follow that trend. Don't run wide guard. It sucks.
No.
That was my biggest takeaway. No, it's the best move in the game.
Like from the
No,
expanding force
Rain
when I'm
is
spamming expanding force, dazzling gleam, eruption, heat wave, when all my Pokemon have spread moves, and I see wide guard, I'm like, oh god. So not seeing it was the first thing that sticks out to me.
that's fair.
And I wonder how you guys, as normal people, look at that, not as like a trick room pilled person.
I look at this team and my brain goes Salamence. That's where my brain goes on this take of the team, and it's definitely something that you don't normally see. We also haven't seen a lot of the whole double steal with King Gambit and Archaladon on these rain comps.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a really well built team, and it gives you options. And I say this a lot at the beginning of the formats. It's you need to give yourself options that aren't reliant on just being reliant on what your opponent's doing, right? Like balance tends to be a rather, for lack of a better term, I'm going to say reactive comp. I know the balance players are going to get mad at me because we don't like that term, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, there's so many different ways you can force offense. You can play your game with this rain mode and rain in general, and especially this one, because you can have Salamence Basculegion on the field. So now you've protected your Basculegion. You're probably living grassy glides. Maybe you do big damage because you're Life Orb Ments. Maybe you can lead Basque or Archaladon. Which one is switching out into Pelipper to get the other side going? Right? Now all of a sudden you have King Gambit beside Amoonguss now as well, right? Now you have low kick to beat the opposing King Gambits. You have so many options on this team, on rain comps in general, that just give you so many different ways to push the format. I think rain is very, very strong heading into the next few weeks of Reg Age.
Wait, Ryan, would you call this balanced with two Tailwind setters?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no tailwind setters, too.
It's a bouncy rain team. I'm not going to go ahead and call this, like, hyper offense, but, like, I don't know. It's such a vague term, balance, you know, right? Like,
good stuffs.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's rain good stuffs. I think that's a better term.
I mean, like, Legion Archaladon mode feels so, like, hyper offense, though.
Right. But then you support that with good support pieces. So
with like a Amoonguss, like with sound, like it's with Intimidate. I think what this format is a lot like what a lot of this format is because the power level got drastically lower from Reg G. Like you want your support pieces also to be able to do damage. Like you don't like before in Reg G where you could have like, all right, I'm gonna have Calyrex Shadow doing all my damage, and I'm gonna have like, you know, Clefairy to protect it. I'm going to have, you know, Tailwind Setter that's not going to do a ton. It's just going to be like, all right, I'm going to do all Calyrex Shadow stuff. And now here, okay, I have Intimidate Mon. That Intimidate Mon is Life Orb that has Draco Meteor, right? Like Salamence. You have, you know, your Pelipper that's going to do a ton of damage with Hurricane, Weather Ball, stuff like that. So I think there is a mix of that. But where I've played this team. Well, I haven't played this team, but like this comp of Pelipper, Basculegion, Archaladon, Amoonguss is like I play this team like that core bunch, and it's been a pain in the butt to play, especially with Clear Smog, Amoonguss, and stuff. As a Dozo player, I hate playing this team, and it's like because what this team does is also like the mode. It outputs so much damage with like Choice Band, Last Respects, Choice Band, Wave Crash, and then also you can just keep boosting up like spamming Electro Shot, and it's so hard to get rid of Archaladon, right? And then King Gambit is such a bulky mon too, and like Terra Dark, like Black Glass's Kowtow is Terra Dark Kowtow can just Oko mons with Black Glasses, like it is just crazy strong. So I think like we knew that this electroshock spam and was going to be strong, but I think it's like we're starting to see the right partners fit around it that are going to be, I think, super strong going into Baltimore. And this is going to be, I mean, with this winning the biggest tournament, this is going to be something definitely on everyone's radar going into Baltimore as like the rain comp. I think we've seen, you know, like other pieces in the Solomon slot, other pieces in the King Gambit slot. But really strong team. Rain is definitely the premier weather in Regulation H, for sure.
Yeah, and then we have Agati's team in second place here, Dondozo. Rushio, this one's kind of your wheelhouse here, so y'all are the Dozo players. Y'all can talk.
Please
I
take
think
it
this
away.
is interesting. I mean, like, I love seeing how this comp has evolved. Like initially with like
Jets
back in
interception.
like, of course, of course.
Of course,
Tommy
Tommy's
and I are
watching
both Jets fans.
football.
Yeah. Quick interject. Tommy and I are both Jets fans, and this is just tragic. Like what's happening
23
right
to
now?
7, third quarter, 6-11. Wait, there's a flag on the play. I don't know who the flag is on. I didn't see that part. Sorry to interrupt. But I love this comp, and I love the way it's evolved too. And I'm sorry to interrupt. Please take it away. You're amazing.
All good, all good. But yeah, I mean, like from initially from like regulation or yeah, series one. That's what it's called. Series one, where we had like Chuppa, get second with like the like initial Palma Dozo. So it was actually what's his Tommy? You know his name is Mike D'Angelo, right? That's his. Yeah,
D'Angelo, I'm his biggest
yeah.
fan. I'm in the Mike
So
D'Angelo
I
fan
think
club.
he built the like initial, and I actually played him. So he actually like came to a Connecticut local in December, and this was like before it was like official locals. This was like $1,000 prize pool local. Jody showed up, and that's how I became friends with Jody because I played him like twice in that tournament. And but like Mike like almost won the tournament there. I think he got second at that local with Palma Dozo, and we were like, this is insane. And then, Series 1, Chuppa, like, works with him and brings that team and gets second with it. And then, fast forward Regulation C, Milwaukee,
I worked
someone
with them
kind of
on the LA. I worked with
go
them
with
on my
it.
version of the LA team. I asked them for advice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, the comp keeps evolving. And, like, I think the start of this format, and, like, we see, I mean, Santi brought the same six, like, from the same six that I've been playing, the Milwaukee six that I played and just like kind of updated sets, and that's the core I still like. This has become kind of like the popular, I think, six in this meta with Dragonite instead of what's it called, Palma, or Palma instead of Glamora. Like there's been some like variations on like the mons there, but it's extremely strong. Like Dondozo is going to be a huge threat for Baltimore. If you do not have your Dondozo answer, like you're just asking to lose a lot of sets at Baltimore. I think like I think it's gonna be a mon that we'll see in finals. I think it's probably gonna get second, and I think someone's gonna beat it with like the bounce. I think we're gonna have like a history repeat of this tournament of Series One. Dondozo seems to love like almost winning the tournament and then falling just short. Um, but I think like in the right like with the right, it's such a strong comp, and with someone who's played a bunch of games with it, with someone who can know what the positions are in different scenarios against different comps, with like stuff like that's so offensive, like a Specs Goldango, like a Choice Banded Dragonite. I think it's gonna be really scary for anyone to go up against.
Hmm.
So, I don't know. I think we're gonna see it do very well at Baltimore. I don't think it'll win, but I think it will have a very good showing. I think it's gonna be. I think this will probably be its strongest tournament in Regulation H
Okay.
before I think people will start to figure out. It'll either be its strongest or it'll have a little bit of Cali Shadow where everyone was just so good at playing the Pre-Marina Haze stuff, the Clear Smog, whatever it is. And people are so prepared for it that it'll be like not. It'll have a huge underperformance. I think it'll be one of the extremes there.
I think Cy Spam's going to beat it in finals.
Bro,
Wow, that's
guys, this was the finals of my local on Sunday, and it was literally Spam versus Dondozo. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, what is this format? Like, they're
That's
both
a
good
preview of the
comps,
Baltimore
don't get me
finals.
wrong, but, like, I don't know.
Give me
like
Zorar.
that's what I think everyone's like. I feel like people either have really loved this format, but I think people have also like not loved the like where the format is right now with side spam like
Like,
being and hard trick room being very strong, with Dondoza being very strong. Even like beat up ape can be a pain to play against, like, and same with arch rain. Like there's just I feel like comps that have caused a lot of anger and people playing them when they can just like roll over people, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like, don't get me wrong, I love the format, right? And
Yeah.
there's teams like this, and they work for a reason because they're good, simply put, right? So, yeah, they're kind of annoying to go up against, but they're good
I
teams.
love the
They're good
cheese
for
that
a reason.
happens at best of one too. I told you guys about the GC team I think I'm gonna build. I haven't built it yet, but
Tommy,
it's gonna be that Zoroark Ape and Weakness Policy Armorage team, and I think I'm gonna do well in the GC with it.
I
I really
think you
do.
will. Tommy, if I play you into DC and I happen to be streaming, I will forfeit live on stream versus that. I do not want to play that into GC.
Suri and Zork is gonna be the most toxic mod
In the
normal
GCs?
challenge.
Oh, it's gonna be horrid.
It's
With
gonna
the
be so
Scarf
bad.
Ape next to it too, and I'm gonna try to like
Everyone's
fake a
gonna
trick room
think
to
they're
get.
the smartest person though to run. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna run Mouse Ape, but it's gonna be Scarf Ape and Pop Bomb, and no one's
I'm
gonna see it
running
coming.
I'm running
Nobody's gonna see
Dustclops,
it
by
coming.
the way.
Dustclops?
Dustclops is good.
I'm
Come
running
on, Chris.
Dustclops in the tour because I get a mode I can't
Chris?
have a mode I have for myself, which will be setting Trick Room, and I'll have the idea to scout the items off of all you fools who
Yeah.
think, oh man, I'm a genius. I'm just gonna come in here with my Zoroark. Y'all ain't ready for me to find your item.
I love
Um,
that.
My
Specs.
best
This
performance is
Gambit
still
shouldn't be
staying.
choice specs.
My best finish was still using Pop Bomb Mouse, trying to fake a Trick Room core, because I would Pop Bomb and struck Pop Bomb, and I finished 19th in the GC3. And that was still my
Cooking.
best finish yet. Yeah. It
That's
was a
cooking.
Tinglu
You got
Amoonguss. I needed like 17 hits to KO Amoonguss with Citrus Berry. It was hysterical. Like I knew all those Pop Bomb calcs for like 20 hits, and my Oranguru outsped what I needed it to outspeed to get the Instruct off before. I undersped what I needed to undersped. It was hysterical. But
Yeah.
it was all cheese.
Yeah, but it's a GC.
Wait. Random question, but the GC winners don't get auto invites,
The
right?
GC winners do
170
not get
points.
auto invites. That is correct.
170,
Just
that 170
170.
was 170, no prize point, no prize money either. No cards, not even a thank you.
Not even a thank you.
Not even a wow. You
Uh,
out-teased everybody. Here you go. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing. Just the 170.
All right, I'm curious on Ryan on your thoughts on this next team because it's not hard Trick Room, but it's a very slow team that does love Trick Room.
Yep.
That has been picking up the team that Fetty Campo used in third. I think Marco went undefeated in day one with it. He got fifth. This blood or not blood moon, normal guts Ursaluna, which I love to see. Porygon 2, Goldengo, Tyranitar, and Sidor Amoonguss. Very slow team.
Yes.
Very slow
Yeah.
team, but it seems to be a very strong team doing well. I'm curious on your thoughts on this and how it fares against the meta.
No, Conk, I think you just said it. Pretty much all my thoughts on it. It's slow, and there's nothing wrong with being slow, but it really does come to that spot where it's like, yeah, I just really want Trick Room up, and if they can get Trick Room up, or at least get to a spot where, you're stalling out your opponents because you're slow, meaning you're bulky. You don't really have a lot of speed on teams like this. So the T-Tar, the Instant, the Gus, the Ursa, the Porygon, the Goldie, all six of those mons can easily take a double up from the right Pokemon. You switch and Intimidate, all of a sudden you're taking super effective attacks. It is very hard to remove pieces against this team, despite it being slow. Normally these slow teams, they take a couple crits or they end up taking a couple hits before they're able to attack, and they can't do anything about it because they're just too slow. But on a team like this, you're slow, but you're bulky enough to be able to take those hits, get Trick Room up, and then with your P2 and your Amoonguss, just either heal yourself or heal your rest of your team. And all of a sudden, yeah, you've taken a few hits, but you just healed it all right back up. Now you're putting under Trick Room, you're putting out pressure with Flame Orb Guts or Saluna, which hits like an absolute beast. T-Tar is no joke either with the AV. It's a very good answer to the size spam stuff going around right now. And then why not pair it with one of the best 3 Pokemon ever created, in my opinion, and that's Goldengo, right? Like, why not? It's an incredibly bulky team. It's incredibly difficult to take pieces. And when I'm launching damaging attacks, despite going first and I'm not killing, it's time and time again, I can keep launching them. Eventually, I'm going to lose the damage trade. So the bulky team is nice, but it is, like you said, it's slow. It's susceptible to not getting that Trick Room up. It's susceptible to maybe getting crit at the wrong time. So there is a lot of positioning going along with it, but I think it's a very, very strong team.
I want to
Yeah.
mention the Terra type on Amoonguss being psychic. They have 4 fighting weaknesses and then a psychic type Terra redirector. Amoonguss is naturally poison type as well, so you don't lose that resistance. And you also have Goldango to swap into any fighting type moves that could be
Yep.
coming. I know there's not a lot of pure fighting like types going around other than Annihilate, but that having 4 fighting weaknesses and then a ghost and a redirector that resists it feels really smart. Maybe I'm looking into that too much, but like that just feels like a really well built. Like you could position around a lot of your weaknesses with this, and a lot of the Terra types on this team too, with the flying type T-Tar, with
Yeah.
the what is it, the ghost type Ursaluna, the flying type P2, to get out of that fighting weakness. To have that one common weakness and really build the team around preventing that from being a big weakness is really cool to see,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Agreed. There's also a few other variations of this. We've seen Sub on the Ursaluna. We've seen
I
I've
like
seen
that
Terra
better and
Dark on
different.
Amoonguss. I've seen Terra fighting on Porygon too. So there's a lot to go
Yeah.
around there. That's strictly to hit like the King Gambits and stuff. And as a King Gambit player, don't do that.
I think fighting type is a good type right now. I
Well, I
think
feel like
fighting
that's a
is really
good
good coverage to have.
that's a fantastic transition to the other one I was going to talk about. Ryan was kind of talking about this Amon before we hopped on the call, but and I'll let you take this one. But there's I feel like Amon that's kind of picked up. That's interesting. That is a pretty strong fighting type right now.
Sneasler. It's my boy. I actually hate this thing, but it's fine. Sneasler's Amon, and you know what, guys? It's pretty good right now. Okay,
Really
it's
good.
just much needed fighting type coverage into format, and then you add it with one of the most broken moves to ever be created. It's Dire Claw. It's poison. It does a lot of damage coming off of Sneasler. You get a 50% chance to get one of the 3 statuses, which is paralysis, sleep, or poison, and you get hacks in your favor without having to risk any hacks going against you. And that is always going to be good. And when you're as fast as Sneasler is, you can either do unburden stuff, which is probably the more common one, or you can even do just
Yeah.
like poison touch, because like poison touch fake out is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
when you can put RNG in your favor without
Yeah.
risking it going against you, it's never necessarily a bad thing. Like Rock Slide, you can miss Rock Slide, but you can also get RNG, right? Whereas it's
Yeah.
like that. Remember that snow team? I think it was Regulation F with the snow team there with the
Yeah.
Articuno. It had
Right.
so many
Right.
ways to just put RNG in its favor without losing RNG back. And similar to this, and it's just the one mon for that now. It's just Sneasler. You get RNG in your favor when you need it. Hopefully you can get it. And your opponent doesn't have access to that unless they run Sneasler themselves. So it's really interesting. I'm curious to see how long it actually holds out, or if people are
Yeah.
just gonna start like, yeah, this mon is really, really frail still. Let's just start killing it.
It is frail.
Yeah.
I had a friend run it at LA, Spidops VGC. Shout out Brian Dumont. And him and Florian cooked up a really cool Sneasler team for LA using Maridon electric seed stuff. And to see it do this well, I think it's a mon that's been disrespected for a while.
Yeah,
I think it's just been underexplored.
I don't.
Well, I mean, that's part of the. I think the power level went down, and
Yeah.
so now it's a mon that can like actually hold its weight because it's an offensive mon. It's not really like
Mhm.
it's not gonna take hits and stuff like that, and so it needs to it needs to be able to do enough damage in the meta that it's in,
Yeah.
and I think it's finally found that time. And also, it's just so fast. Like with Unburden, especially, you can just be outspeeding other mons that are like opposing mons that are in Tailwind, and you can still just be faster and get Dire Claw stuff down before they go off, like before they move. It's just so. I don't know. It's a strong mon. I agree. I also don't know. Like it has some struggles where it's like okay, it wants to run fake out, dire claw, close combat, and then sometimes throat chop because you can't really touch Goldango with any of those moves. But also sometimes it wants to protect. Sometimes it wants like there's
Coaching.
just FC coaching. Yep.
Coaching.
So there's a bit of that where it wants more moves than it can hold. But it is a very interesting mon. I think another mon I wanted to point out that is I think new in this not new, but like we haven't really seen it all of Scarlet and Violet up until now is Clefable.
Yep.
I think that's
Such a good
a
call.
cool pick. Yeah, it's a cool like Unaware is like redirection, especially stuff like Swords Dance King Gambit that just cannot break Clefable, right? Like because you just ignore it and then Kowtow's doing nothing and you don't have a steal move. Dondozo doesn't love to see Clefable. Like there's like it can definitely help against that. Like all this unaware Electro Shot just continually boosting attacks. Like Mouse Ape struggles against Clefable because you can't go beat up and you can't really bulk up and start doing damage against it. So I think it's a cool pick, and like its combo with King Gambit seems to be the most common core. But I do think it's something that we'll see do well. I think it's a very cool pick. I don't know how long it'll last on the meta, but I think it's a very very interesting pick.
Clefable will stay.
Yeah.
And Sneasler, in my opinion, will stay. I think Clefable will stay at around the usage it is now. Sneasler will be around, but it's seeing this uptick in usage right now. That'll probably not be sustainable. But I think Clefable, it's gonna stick around, and it's just strictly there is not that many fairy types in the format, and now I can have a fairy type that can ignore all these setup mods that are going around, dish out some fairy damage, and have redirection, and that just seems really, really good. It seems like one of the best follow me users right now. Just a really good way to, okay, you want to play the setup game? Go right ahead. I really don't care. I have this Clefable here.
Agreed. All right. I'm curious because I feel like this was considered like this is going to be a god tier mon in this format, and it kind of underperformed in this tournament in terms of at least top cut. Ursaluna Blood Moon did not have, I think, one team here has it in all of I think top 18 is like what it's kind of shown here.
Yeah, one mon in
Curious
top
on you guys,
16.
yeah, on why it underperformed with being probably like just raw power wise top 3 strongest mon in the like available in the format, something like that.
Yeah.
I just think people
Blood
were ready
Moon.
for it. I think it's a Kali Shadow situation here. I don't think anything's necessarily wrong with Blood Moon. Yeah, you've got a little bit of weak special defense. You do miss a couple knockouts on teams that are starting to build a little bulkier. But as a whole, like the Sneasler uptick is also very interesting versus it because a lot of these Blood Moon teams, especially early format, they were like, let's set Tailwind and let's outspeed everything. But now that Sneaslers are on the other team, now that people are finding the right answers to it, it's like we either eat the hit and then dish damage back and probably remove it, or in Sneasler's case, even if they set Tailwind, if you get your Unburden going, you're just still faster. You're doing ridiculous amounts of damage to it, and if you want to commit to Terra Stellar, you're just removing it from the board. It's a little bit one-dimensional in terms where it's normally going to go Terra Normal, and people found a way to beat that on a lot of their teams. And we're seeing that here. It's still a very good mon. I just think the comps that it's on right now kind of need a little bit of a rework. It's not going anywhere. It'll be around.
That makes sense. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just too strong to like it's gonna be back in a big way. It's ridiculous. All right, should we transition to the usage stats for the VR tour?
Yeah, sure.
So I think it's gonna be Ryan hosting this time, and it's gonna be me and Tommy competing, and this is gonna be, I think, we found the usage stats from, I forget where it got posted, but it's for the entire tournament.
Yep.
Correct.
We want to do day 1 or day 2?
2.
Well, we just looked at all the day 2 stuff, so let's do day 1. We didn't look
Oh,
at
we
all the
did.
day 2 stuff, but we look at some of the top cuts, so let's do day 1.
We
Day
did
one?
look at the top cut. So yeah, day
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
Oh, I'm lost, man. I haven't paid attention in a while.
All right. Well, in that case, we might as well start with Tommy. Throw him right into the fire.
You gotta go Goldengo.
You're gonna go to Goldengo. Goldengo is indeed on the list.
Oh, I need to take notes and stuff. Get serious. God damn
Yeah,
it.
time to log in.
While Tommy's setting up, for those that do not know, basically, Conk and Tommy are going to take turns guessing Pokemon that have made the top 12 into usage, and then for additional points, they're also going to try and guess the percentage used it was. So maybe, for example, they'll say Primarina 31%. right? And if that works,
That's not a bad guess.
great. If not, they'll switch. The other person will get a chance to steal. So, Tommy, you said Goldengo. What are you thinking for usage?
42.
42. 42 is not going to be within the 2% ratio. Conk, you get a chance to steal.
I thought it was 3.
Oh, is it 3?
No,
it's still not within 3.
No, it's 2. It's 2.
It's 2?
Okay. Yeah. The rule's 2. I'll say 30%.
30 will also be incorrect.
Okay.
It is 34%. It is the second used most used mod. All right, Rushil, your shot.
Okay, so Goldango is at 34%. All right, I'll say Archaludon.
Archaludon will be correct.
And then I'll say that at 23%.
23% will be good for the point. The correct answer was 5th most used at 24.6%. So it is 2-1. Conk and Tommy, it is your guess.
Rillaboom. Rillaboom, can you hear me?
I think Rillaboom might just be on there, Tommy. It might just be good. All right, Rillaboom is on there.
All right, what do we got for
36%.
36% will be no good. Conk, chance to steal.
Do I think it's higher or lower than Archaludon? I think it's... Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna say 23% again.
Nope. This is actually the number 1 used Pokemon in the tournament at 39%.
Oh, I needed 37.
Okay.
All right,
Conk,
so back your way. All evened up at 2s.
2-2. Okay. I'll say Pelipper.
Pelipper is going to be good.
Okay. And I'll say 21%.
21% will be good for the point again. Conk getting these extra spots. Pelipper was number 8 in usage at 20.7%.
Awesome, okay.
All right, Tommy, back your way. Got to get something here.
Incineroar.
Incineroar will be good. I need a percentage.
Is it? Okay.
28%.
I wasn't actually going to be sure about that.
Tommy, what'd you say?
28.
28? Incineroar will be good for 28.1% as your 4th most used mon. All right, Tommy. Sorry, Conk. All evened up. Back to you.
Sorry, what was the percentage for that one?
28.
Incin was 28. It was your number 4 most used mon.
28%. Okay. I don't. Dondozo. Did it make it?
Dondozo is going to be incorrect. It was 27th in usage.
Oh, okay. Okay, so pretty low.
Yeah. Tommy, you got an opening now.
Amoonguss.
Amoonguss will be good for the day 1 stats.
Okay.
I need a percentage.
22%.
22.8% will be correct. So 22 will be good enough for that point.
6 or 7?
And number 6 in usage. Number 6. Conk, you're kind of in trouble. You're down 6-4. Could use some points here.
All right. Okay, and Amoonguss was 22.7, you said?
22.8, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for clarifying. I didn't write down the decimal.
All right, what are strong mons right now? I'll say Uh, did Basket Legion make it?
Yeah.
Baskia
right.
Legion will have snuck in for the 11th spot. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I
Wait.
need a percentage. Uh-oh, I gave him a freebie.
All right. I'll say 18%.
18% will be good for the point. 17.2 in 11th spot. That will even up the game. Going back to Tommy, we have 3, 7, 9, 10, and 12 remaining.
Okay.
What? Damn. I need to think of some Pokemon.
Y'all are disappointing me right now. That's all I'm saying.
King
I
Gambit.
feel like. Oh yeah.
I don't know what took y'all so long to say King Gambit, but King Gambit is
Yeah,
on the
that
list.
was-
Tommy, I need a percentage.
19%.
19% will be incorrect. Rushil for the chance to steal and keep this game tied.
30%.
30?
Yeah.
30% will be good for the steal. It is your third most used mod at 28.1%.
Oh,
All
barely
right,
got it. All right.
Conk, back to you with the game all tied at 6 or 7. Sorry, I can't count.
7. Okay, cool. All right.
We need to get the
I don't-
7, 9,
Yep.
10, 12.
7, 9, 10, 12. Absolutely.
All right. Did Blood Moon make it?
Blood Moon is indeed on the list.
Okay. I'll say 21% for Blood Moon.
21% will be incorrect. Tommy, chance to steal. Keep the game tied.
I need to go 19% then.
19% will be good for the point. The correct answer was 17.2, and you are looking at the 10th most used mod.
Wait, I thought Basket Legion was 18%.
No.
No, you
That
said
was also
18. They're both actually 17.2.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You guessed 18, but 18 got you the point.
All right. So we have 7, 9, and
7,
Wait, I'm
9,
up,
and
though.
12 remaining. It is going back
I'm up.
Tommy's way with the game even.
Okay.
Annihilate didn't make it.
Your guess is
Indeedee
Annihilate?
didn't make it. No, I don't. I'm talking out loud. Annihilate didn't make
That's
it.
it?
Indeedee didn't make it. Did they though?
I'm
I
going to
don't
need an
think
answer,
so.
Tommy. Got to keep things moving.
God. Oh God. I'm like looking around my room for Pokemon plushies. Give me
Yes, I'm
Annihilate.
Rouge.
Pardon?
Give me Annihilate.
Annihilate will be incorrect. It was number 21.
I was thinking about that one. Okay, what was on Talonflame? Did Talonflame make it?
Talonflame just missed at 14. So, no,
dang,
Talonflame did not make it.
Primarina.
Okay.
Tommy coming in
Oh.
hard on his turn with the Primarina. Primarina will be good. I need a percentage, though.
19.5%.
19.5% will not give you the point. Conk, chance to
Ooh.
steal and keep the game tied.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so then is it higher than 21.5 in the 7 slot? Or is it lower than 17.5? Basically, is it the 12th most used one?
I tried to middle out the 7 and 9.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job of that. I think I'm gonna say it went high. I'm gonna say 22%.
22% will be good for Primarina. The correct answer is 22.5 at your your number 7 slot, and it is all
So now
even.
it's 9 to 9.
It is
9 to
9 to
9 right now with
9, going
4
into
points left.
Rushiel's turn.
4
And
points
2
left.
mons left on the board. Here we go. 4 points left
4
available. Rushiel, you can turn the tides into your favor right now.
This is an intense one. We haven't
This
is
is
really
close.
good one in a while. Like,
A good one, and I also don't know what button to guess. I have no idea. All right. Okay. I have a mod, but I don't even know if it's that high usage.
I'm gonna need an answer.
I'm gonna say is Clefable high?
Clefable is high, but not high enough. 18th most used mod in the tournament. All right,
Dang, okay.
Tommy, back your way.
oh God.
Just a friendly reminder, we were looking for number 9 and number 12.
Fire, water, grass are on the list. Steel, fairy, no dragons are on the no Archelodon's a dragon.
I'm gonna need an
Oh.
answer.
Dragonite?
Dragon Knight will be incorrect at your 15th slot.
Dragapult.
Dragapult is indeed on the list.
Really?
Let's go. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's like. Yeah.
Conk, for
came to
your
me
chance
when...
to guarantee not losing, what's the percentage of Dragapult?
I guess 20 and a half. 17 and a half.
17 and a half will be incorrect for Dragapult. Tommy, back to you with a chance to tie. On the steal.
Maybe lower. I don't know. I'll this one.
I hate this right now. Because is it between 20.7 and 19.5? I think it is. I'm going 20.
20% will be incorrect for Dragapult. Dragapult was coming in at your 12th most used Pokemon, and it will be 14.2%. We are looking for one Pokemon remaining. Tommy, it is back your way. You are down by a point. You need this right now. 2 points left on the board.
Oh, wow.
Rushiel currently up 10 to 9. What did you say? Did you guess, Tommy, or no?
B.
Pardon?
Indeedy.
Indeedy is going to be no good at your 13th slot.
That's crazy.
That's crazy close. I'm looking for number 9 and number 9 alone. Conk, if you can get the Pokemon, you have won the game. No need to guess the usage.
Still guess it anyway for the fun of it.
Yeah, of course. But or you can miss and give the game right back into Tommy's favor.
Run up the score.
I have them on, but I don't think it was that highly used. But I don't really have any other. No way it was this highly used. All right, I guess I don't really have another option here.
Need an answer.
Sneasler?
Sneasler is 25th on the list. Tommy, you are still down 1. You need to guess the Pokemon and the percentage to win this one. What do you...
Mousehold.
Pardon?
Mousehold?
Mousehold will be incorrect. Mousehold will be 20th. Conk, back to you for the chance to seal the game. Rushiel, heads up. If you do not get this, I will be dropping a hint following and going into the next round. Since Tommy did start after an even number of turns for each of you, a hint will go off.
I hope you miss Rushiel.
I'll say the more is only used on the Dundozo comps, right?
I was gonna guess it. I was thinking about guessing Glamora.
I don't really have any other guess. I'm trying to think of highly used mods. I don't know.
I
All right,
was
I'll
surprised
just
Talonflame
Glamora.
wasn't up there.
You said what?
Me too. Glamora.
Glamora will be incorrect at 23rd. Okay, so I said I was given a hint. The hint is think about comps that I would run. Tommy, your call.
Okay, I think Evan.
Y'all are too spam pilled. What the hell? Tommy, you still are down 1 point. You need both. You need the
Not
mod and the
Clefairy.
percentage.
I'm like thinking Clefairy. I'm like thinking it's not a fighting type, I don't think. I don't think it's an electric type. I'm like trying to knock out by types now. That's usually how I go about it once I run out of like guesses. I'm like, what types are common?
Gonna need an answer though.
Who's the most common fairy coverage? Right now we have Primarina.
Gonna need an answer.
Who's the ghost types? Do we have it? Think about a Pokemon that Ryan
5.
might run. Oh fuck! No, you can't do this to me. Oh god. I'm not gonna have it in 5 seconds. I'm telling you that right now.
Because the 5 seconds is already up.
Oh god. Oh,
I need an
no.
answer now.
Hitsui or Saluna?
Incorrect.
Is it Tauros?
It is also not Tauros. Right back over to Tommy for the chance.
No.
If we both strike out, can you give another hint?
If you both strike out again, yes, you will be getting another hint. Guys, I really don't think it's that hard of a mod. I'm sure, guys, if you have this in the comments section. Volcarona will be correct for Tommy to tie the game. Tommy, what is the percentage for the win?
19%.
18.9. 19 will be good. The win goes to Tommy.
I actually thought of Volk early, and then I forgot about it, and then I just didn't think of it.
Yeah, there was 1 point.
I got the bug type.
There was 1 point. You guys were missing all my homies. You guys were missing Gambit. You were missing Volk. You were missing Paul. And I'm like, my homies. You guys are forgetting about them.
I never would have guessed Dragapult. I would have guessed Dragonite. I would have guessed Archaludon. I never would have guessed Dragapult.
Yeah, no, it's been around. It's been around recently.
Yeah.
That was a crazy endo.
That was a good game. That was a good game. Well played.
Clutch Gene. Tommy Clutch Gene over here.
I think the timer is a good idea though. If we have like a 5-second timer to make your pick.
That put way too much pressure on me.
No, I think it's a good idea though. Otherwise, like just fill the time. Especially okay, hold up. Well, especially in like the later rounds, right? Like at the beginning, you know, it kind of just goes on its own. But later, you're just sitting there and your brain is like, no, right? Like getting a timer near the end is probably a good idea.
Can we have it be 15 seconds? And start it like, can we make a clock in the Discord or something so we could see the 15-second timer counting down instead of you randomly going 5? Because you started counting down made me so anxious.
Yeah, no, we'll work on that separately. Let's get back. Let's get back to the what's going on here.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this changes after Baltimore. Like once we have like a regionals usage to compare this to. So we'll get to look at that. Next time around.
As an online TO, I love seeing how the online tournaments affect the meta in the first regionals. And like we saw that when Chuppa did win the regional in Toronto with a team he took from the limited store that did well. It was like really cool to see like I hope this tournament affects the meta and one of the regional winning teams is in the top 8. You know, that'd be really cool to see, I think.
I can't guarantee that, but I think you're going to see a variant of one of those top teams be sneaking into the regional champ, at least into the finals. A lot of those teams up there are just solid. They're solid for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, we're close to hopping off here, but I want to give a floor for any bold predictions for Baltimore that we can revisit in the next episode.
Spam beating Dozos in finals.
All right, that is a really bold prediction. That I will give it to you. That is a bold one. All right, we got.
I'm gonna go off of similar to what happened at Worlds here, and I'm gonna throw this one out there. I'm going Dondozo gets top 4, and a Canadian wins the tournament. I'll say it right now. Canadian wins the tournament. Canadian is winning Baltimore.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool. All right, I'm I'm gonna say Dundozo gets second. I'll say that we don't see Psy Spam in top 8. And I do think we'll see. I think Clef Gambit will. I think Gambit will win. I think King
Okay,
Gambit will win. That's
I
what I'm
like
gonna say.
that.
I do think King Gambit, yeah. All right, well that's all for us for this week, but we will be rooting for Ryan in Baltimore, and then we'll be back with a recap and get to see how the meta has changed after our first Reg H regional. So very exciting. Well, that's all for us. So thanks as always for listening.
See you guys.
Love you.